Hi there, it's Jamie from An Oregon Cottage, and we are on our fourth in the series of our 1900 farmhouse before and after renovation videos. And we'll link the other three below, and you'll want to check those out if you haven't, because they are really fun to see how far this house has come. But today we're going to talk about the bathroom, and it's an incredible transformation. I mean, if you thought the other things were, this is really incredible. We've gotten some comments like people are like, that's not the same house. And it's not, in a way, the same house, but I swear to you, these rooms were the same rooms. You're seeing the actual before and the actual afters of these rooms. So the bathroom started out as kind of like a small, dark, windowless, closet-y sized room. And with just 2 feet gained from the bedroom, we were able to have a real bright spa-like space. And I'm excited to share with you how that happened. So the bathroom actually starts out here in the hallway, the bathroom story, I should say, with this door. If you remember from our hallway video, we found these doors, we sourced them from an old house. This house did not have any old doors, and we took them up to Portland, had them dipped so that they would be back to their regular wood, and then I just put some oil on them, some hemp oil, and these are original 100-year-old doors, just not original to this house. And I think they just make the entrance to the bathroom, like it would not be the same without them. Okay, so how were we able to go from that little box of a bathroom before to this, not that much bigger, but really much nicer, and just having a little bit of 2 feet of space. So the 2 feet of space came from this wall, and we put the shower over there. And then the other thing we were able to do was really rearrange the plumbing and put some of it inside of a wall so it wasn't taking up room, and then arrange the fixtures to be in a better configuration. So my big goal with the bathroom was to get a window in it. And I was thrilled when we gutted it and we got down to the studs. There was actually a window in this room before. We found out this room had originally, 100 years ago, been a pantry, or 120 years ago now. It was a pantry, and there was actually a door here into the kitchen, which is on that side. So that was kind of fun to see the origins of the space, and there was the window. So we basically put the window back where it was supposed to be. And if you're an old house person, that's just icing on the cake. I love that.
So after we framed it in, including framed in where the shower would go, then we did electrical, and it was pretty simple, just putting in some outlets and putting in receptacles for the lights. What was a big difference was this bathroom had no outlet. So can you imagine, I don't know how you would dry your hair or what you would do with no outlet in a bathroom. The big job though after that was to do the wood walls. We were able to get wood and recycle wood from when the back part of the house had been demoed. And so we had existing boards, and so I ripped them in the table saw until they were the right width. But it still took a long time to get them just right, because we wanted a shiplap look. And so we put the boards up over sheetrock. And then one more thing on the electrical, we found a really cool light fan combo where the fan is actually hidden up in the light. So when you look at it, it looks just like a light fixture. Because sometimes bathroom fans look like they belong in an RV or something and not in a 120-year-old house. The ceiling, when we got it, it had this kind of funky 1950s acoustic tile. And so we started tearing that off. And what we found was that underneath was a really cool tongue and groove painted ceiling. But it was going to require a lot of work. And so with the help of our Jamie's brother and our sister-in-law, we spent hours and hours scraping and pulling nails and sanding to be able to reuse that. So that's original to the house.
So the shower was a big deal. I knew I wanted it to be completely tiled. I wanted subway tile, and the quote we got was $4,000. In hindsight, it doesn't seem that much now, but at the time it seemed astronomical. And we knew how to tile, we had just never done a shower before. So we started tiling, and it literally took us months of on and off work and it was very frustrating, and we had wished that we had paid $4,000 to have it done in the end. But it did turn out like I envisioned, and it works great, and we're really happy with how it brings the spa-like feel we were hoping for into the room. The other tiling we did was the floor, and this one I'm really happy with. We were quoted $1,000 for this 64 square foot area, and I knew how to tile a floor. So I tiled it. It took me less than a day to get the tiles on, and then a few hours to grout. So it was totally worth this. And I loved the tile I picked out. I will have that all linked for you. And it was super easy to use these 6x6 tiles. I really couldn't find exactly what I wanted for the light fixtures in here. So these are actually a different, I bought different shades for the sconces. I thought it would be easy to find, and it wasn't. So my advice there is don't try to do that. Try to find the light fixture that you like. The mirror is from Target. I think it even still for sale. And I bought this a full year and a half before we were able to hang it up because I knew it was going to be perfect in the space. The dresser that I used for the vanity came from Facebook Marketplace. I searched and searched for months to find the right configuration I was looking for. I knew we wanted one sink. There's plenty of room for two, but we're just not a two-sink family. That's a personal decision, I think. And I did the same thing and we'll link the video below. We have a video about how to turn a dresser into a vanity. And we did the same thing for this one, except I did paint the top to look like marble because the top was unusable. It had some holes in it and things. So I painted it to look like marble, and then we cut out the hole for the sink and then cut out parts of the drawers to fit the plumbing. And I think it looks great. It works really well in this space. It looks like a piece of furniture and brings the warm tone of the wood into the room. So this is our linen corner, and it was meant to be a closet, but I found this piece on Craigslist, and I thought it would be the perfect spot. It's kind of a little bit apothecary looking, so I think it went with the house. And we painted it in the same color as our kitchen island. It doesn't hold as much as a built-in cabinet would, but I think the charm that it brings into the room way makes up for that. In the bids we got, we could see why bathrooms would be so expensive. Like, you can spend a lot of money in a bathroom just like you can a kitchen because you're dealing with a lot of labor and other things. We were able to do it relatively inexpensively because we found stuff on Craigslist, we did things ourselves, and there was a lot we didn't talk about, you know, that we had to work through because it's an old house and we're dealing with old plumbing, and we can't go through the walls in some areas and we can in others, and walls are crooked. So all the old house issues we still faced, and it took a long time. And because it took a long time, we were able to kind of save money and do things as we could afford them. So that was a big deal. We were really happy with how it turned out. The first time that we used it, we looked at each other and we're like, we feel like we're in an Airbnb or a hotel or someplace that wasn't our home. So it was kind of fun because we could see that spa-like experience, and we actually got to experience it.